Why does it look? Matter of fact, I can't even say why it looks like that. I know exactly why it looks like that because of freaking elevation. Oh, oh. And also because you got to find ways to make it level. Just like, screw it. As long as y'all see my face, I'm straight on it. But hello, everybody. Sup, YouTube? It's Island Ayano here, and welcome to the live. If you're here, just vibe out. Right now, I'm finna go continue my embroideries. Mm. Yeah, I have to do it like this. We're just gonna talk chitty chat, giggle gaggle boo boo, giggle gaggle boo 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 boo. Bro, hold on. Question: what are y'all opinions on freaking little boo boos? And if y'all don't know what they are, those are freaking monster like. I won't even say monster like things. They're oh, that ain't even thread, but they're like plushies. Like what those things were called? Those things that if you fed them after nightfall, they're gonna turn to monsters. I think they're called trolls, gremlins. It's like gremlins, but it ain't. That's all I can say. Me personally, I don't get the concept, but a whole bunch of people are freaking monopolizing it. I wouldn't even say they're monopolizing it. It's just that it randomly got into freaking popularity. I don't know if I'm late to the party or what, but me personally, I still don't get it. Whether I'm late, early, or just on time. What's the purpose of freaking labubu's? The labubu. The labubu fufu. I can't take myself serious. I don't know seriousness though. Like I don't get the premise of it. Maybe it's another form of collection though. Like Pokemon cards. If that's the case then hey, rock out. Me personally I don't see the appeal. Cause there's no freaking like you feel what I'm saying? There's me personally there's no use for it. There we go. Okay, like I was saying, there is no use for it in my personal opinion. And yet people are going as far as not even people, just the creators are going as far as freaking barcoding the feet just so that people know that it's authentic. Like it has to be a collection type of thing, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't go as far as doing that. Just never understand this younger generation. You know what? Nah, I will. I will. Ain't finna say I'll never do it. Never say never, no, never to a Neverland pirate. How many of y'all remember Jake and the Neverland Pirates? Like, that show was a bop as a kid. I'm gonna be so for real with you. Hmm. I wonder what he's been up to. Hmm. Peter Pan is really just a forever kid, bringing other kids. You know, no, they've already discussed this online, so I ain't even gonna reiterate this. A grown man in a kid body, just kidnapping kids, which is true, but he ain't doing nothing nefarious with them. So people give him a pass because it's like, oh, he's safe. He ain't doing nothing, bro. This freaking child kid, whatever freaking Peter Pan is, just kidnapped your freaking son, daughter, whoever, and just took him to a land with other kids. Don't even know if they like him or not, and you just gonna assume that your son is fine. Now, sir, I have so many freaking questions. Specifically, why did you leave your son unattended for? Sheesh. As a matter of fact, why is it always in London? Why is it not in Africa or the United States? You know what? You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if freaking Peter Pan tried to take kids in the United States, but he couldn't because the parents were either there or the kids would just fight back because they didn't want to leave. Like, bro, that would be so freaking hilarious. Just freaking Peter Pan trying to recruit kids, and the kids just fighting back when they sleep. Like, they wake up, they just see a random kid, and they they don't even think. Like, bro, just as volatile as they freaking parents. I mean, how would you react if a random stranger just popped up in your like just you wake up, you open your eyes, you think you about to see the sun. Meanwhile, you see nothing but darkness. You look to your right, you see a little kid or a teenager, whoever, dressed in green, looking like freaking Robin Hood, saying, "Come with me." What would you do in that situation? Now, kid versions of y'all would have probably screamed. Kid version of me probably would have swung. Mm. I can't say. I can't say. But yeah, don't be running. To all of y'all, don't be running up in people's houses. Please. Please don't. Like, I know y'all not gonna do that, but just don't. You truly don't know how dangerous a person is. Especially the older generation. Like, okay, boom. I was like, where my package at? This was like a few days ago. I went to go and get my package. It was not on that porch. So I looked, went on my Walmart app, and I'm like, wait a minute. Bro, this package been here. So I go, I'm over here knocking on my granddaddy door. I'm like, boom, 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 boom. And then I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna get it later. Then I'm like, nah, let me keep knocking. Boom, 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 boom. Bro, what's the name came out here? Bro said my granddaddy called him, letting me know that somebody was knocking on the door. He was right. Somebody was knocking on that door. But what dude told me is really so true. I just had to say this. Like, the older generation, because they're not the way they used to be, some of them will shoot. My granddaddy is one of them. Even though I don't like associating with him. He's one of those old people who will pop you if you come running in his house. And I kind of don't blame you. I wouldn't blame him. Like, I'm freaking living on my own. I hear weird noises and everything. Oh yeah. Anybody would get a shotgun at that point. But yeah. Okay. Now, to finish you with the last curvatry. And I'm gonna take the phone with me to go get me some re-ups on scissors and thread. Because I need both. I don't even want to say I need both, but shoot. In order for me to finish this stitch. Alright. Crash. Well, seems like y'all coming with me. That's right. And while I'm at it, intermission. We go check. We see. Seems like nobody commented yet. Oh. Let's see, where are... Oh no. Oh no. Or isn't it? Oh yes. No. It's a no. Crap.
never mind. False alarm. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Indeed, yes. Get some mores. And yeah. All right. Now, since intermission is over, let us continue. Yeah. Readjustment. Restatutories. You know what? Bro, I just gotta say this. Like, if y'all were ever in school and y'all were learning about law, I'm gonna let you know right now, y'all were in the best position to be in to learn about law. I'm gonna be so for real with you right now. Because you know how many adults that I know right now that don't even know the laws of the state nor the laws of the USA? Like, I can guarantee you there are some weird ones out there. And people just don't realize how a person can really get into that. Like, once you learn the law, you can really move the way you want to move, bro. Like, that's the benefit of learning. Like, and that's what I just want everyone to freaking do. I just want you to learn. Because the more you learn, the more you earn. And it's not in USD either. I'm talking about in life, relationships, everything. The more you strive to gain more knowledge, the more that you'll succeed in life, in multiple areas and aspects of your life. And just learning the law is one of them. Because let's say, for example, right, you're up against somebody corrupt. You're up against everybody who's working in cahoots with everyone. And all of a sudden, you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I take everyone out without them trying to use the law against me? And the first thing is, what is the law? You figure out what's the law around here. You figure out who holds accountable for who sucks up to who's corrupt, and who's actually just. Basically, you find out who's in power. Hold on. How does this work? How does slow? I'll deal with it. Like, you figure out who's in power. Once you find out who's in power, you're like, okay, bro is in power. Let me go see what I can do. If you figure out that he's shady, then you know you can basically be a coward. Like, depending on who the higher up is, truly depends on how you can hold a person accountable. You feel what I'm saying? Because if everyone's corrupt, then you can kids, I am so sorry that I cussed. But if the higher ups are corrupt, you can dang near do anything that you want. Because, like, who's gonna hold them accountable? Aside from the one above all. And even still, if there's no one else above them telling them what to do, what not to do, and who's to say that you can't do whatever? I'm not saying that you should. I'm not finna promote that. Because remember, to the adults listening to this, you are adults. I'm not telling you to do something that you don't have the power to do. Or rather, you are responsible for your own freaking actions. I am just giving knowledge and information. I will keep reiterating that because I am not held responsible for any actions that may be caused from these next few words that come out of my mouth. With that being said, based on your own situation, you know exactly how to play it out. You know what? As a matter of fact, God just told me not now, so I'm finna close my mouth on it, or just no in general. Either way, even still, that's another thing. That's another thing that parents have to freaking realize, is that if you want to hold somebody accountable, it has to be yourself, first and foremost, especially for your child, because number one, your child is not old enough to realize right from wrong. They're not aware enough to know right from wrong. Secondly, since you basically have the devices and the ownership of your child's devices, you're just as liable for the responsibility of whatever may happen to them online. That's another thing about freaking cybersecurity, is how do you protect the children? And really, the best answer I could give y'all is to just not give them any freaking device in general. But in a freaking world where they're gonna get it anyways, child lock and parental lock. Not parental lock. Child lock and child overlooking type of things. You know, where they can't access certain content while they can access others. Or even to the point where it's just blocked off there, like you can't even go to it no more. That's exactly what I'd say that a child should go for. That you should really give to your child as a device. Because if you, I'm gonna be so for real. If you give a child TikTok, then you're introducing them to so many different and new freaking viewpoints that they don't even understand yet. Like I'm talking about, they'll be having thoughts that they shouldn't have. No matter if it's something small, like, how should I put it? Like they shouldn't be having thoughts about how they look or looking like a particular person. Like a kid should not have to go through an insecurity. Like best believe when they in school, they're gonna be, some of them are gonna be teased, into which it's up to the teachers to stop that. You just don't look and be like, oh, kids are gonna be kids. Nah, y'all just don't realize how that sticks with a person. Shoot, like y'all just don't realize that these kids that just be freaking bullying other freaking kids, that be lying on them and everything. Like, do y'all not know what that does to a freaking child at a young and early age? And yet y'all want them to conform. Y'all want kids to freaking sit in a classroom, sit still, when they're meant to just run around at that particular age. And that's what's upsetting. It's the fact that the ones that are supposed to know how to freaking take care of kids don't know how to take care of kids. You're supposed to nurture a child, make sure they feel safe, hold others accountable when they step out of line, but don't whoop them. You hold them accountable. It's not called being toxic. You're not being toxic because you're not freaking whooping them, you're not berating them with words. Especially, like, here's the thing, tough love is different from toxic love. Because you know, one is actually helping a child and the other one is just causing trauma. You feel what I'm saying? Like, sometimes a father just has to not be there so that his son can really get it on his own. Like, he'll be there just in case his son might be in danger to the point where he can't get himself out of it. But when it comes to something that the son has to do on his own, he'll be there, but he just won't help you. But not because he can't, but because he wants you to learn a lesson of self-reliance. He'll give you support all the way,
But when it gets to the point where you're dependent, that's where the lesson has to come in. Which is where that thin line between toxicity, just not caring, and caring in that way, that's where the lines blur, because you can see that in so many different freaking ways. Like, as a young kid and young child, teaching them this lesson can really ingrain that into their freaking brains. But if you keep reiterating that up until they're adults, they're gonna feel like they have no one to help them out. Like, I'm gonna be so for real. Like, they're gonna feel like they have no one because they felt like they've been doing it on their own. And there's nothing wrong with doing it on your own, but it becomes an issue when people want to help you, but you can't accept the help because you feel like you just have to do it on your own because you've been doing it for so long. Meanwhile, they never taught you how to depend. And it and I feel like this is a part of me that's coming out right now. As independent as I am, I don't know how to freaking depend. Like, I don't know how to depend on somebody to be there or to just help me out when I need it the most. Because every time I've needed to be I needed to be a dependent. Aside from childhood, for necessities, no one was there. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I had no one when I was freaking bullied. I had no one to freaking stand up for me when I was being bullied. And so it was up to me to really just do that on my own. To the point where, yes, I remember kicking a child in the nuts. But still, no one has ever taught me how to be dependent. Because that's a life lesson that people will go through all life. That's something Scrooge McDuck has to go through. You don't have to, how should I put this? You don't have to be independent all the time. It is great for a skill, especially when you don't need anybody for necessities. Caterpillar, don't you dare climb on me. I don't know if you're the same way either. Come on. Nope, you're climbing. Because I'm not finna let you climb on me like yesterday. Climb. There you go. No. Ah, screw it. But yeah. But when it gets to the point where... Actually, you'll be alright. I'm so sorry, by the way. But... you can have it all physically, but mentally and emotionally, you will destroy yourself. That's something that in 2017's DuckTales that we've seen with Scrooge McDuck. Of what it's like to basically have nobody to depend on. And we've seen this twice. I'll be honest. We've seen this twice. The first time was with Scrooge McDuck's parents, into which you find out that Scrooge's father was the one who taught him the exact same lesson of basically the father allowing his son to do it on his own. And the issue was Scrooge learned that lesson way too well, to the point where basically he stopped seeing his whole entire freaking family. At least for a little while. They became immortals. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, he stopped seeing his entire freaking family just because he had nobody to help him. Like, man. And that's something, man. Like, how can you tell a toxic family from a family that cares about you? Like, me personally, just one thing about me is that a family that cares about you would respect the wishes that you say to them that you don't want them to do. How should I put this? Basically, a family that respects boundaries. Now, when it gets to the point where you're just basically telling everybody my business, you've already betrayed my trust and boundaries. I'm gonna be so for real. Like, that's why I don't. That's really why I don't tell people anything now. My own mother ruined that sugar lumps for me. Told everyone about my business, and now it's to the point where I give her vague responses. It's never anything clear with me. Hold on. First and foremost, let's see how that looks in the mix. That looks kind of clean. That bottom could be longer, but screw it. Okay, where's that pen that is in that book right there? But yeah, boundaries are important for a freaking reason. It's the only thing that allows you to truly express yourself without you basically hating your freaking family. Because I guarantee you, without boundaries and compromise, you would 10 times out of 10 not even like your own family. I'll be so for real. Because so many people just think that just because they family, that means they can treat them any single type of way. That is a whole lie. You don't disrespect your freaking child. You don't call them names. You don't do this, that, and the third. You don't tell their business to everybody just because you're upset. That's something that a toxic parent does. A real parent is able to convey everything that they want without resulting to yelling, without doing anything toxic, without gaslighting, without guilt tripping, without any of that. A real parent will come to you like that raw, instead of trying to use tactics to try to get you to do something. And it's that distinction that truly can highlight whether a parent is toxic or whether a parent is actually here for you. And for freaking, and I'm gonna be so honest right now, whether you'll be able to call that parent up or whether you'll be able to block their number to the point where if you leave, it'll be for good and you'll never see them again. Because I'm already at that point right now. Just like that AI. Like, we know we can do it, just don't have the opportunity yet. Because excuse me, that's another thing. I don't know how I got to this point in my life where I am just able to freaking cut people off to the point where I can go cold turkey and you won't ever see me again. But I'm just naturally like that. I don't know where it came from. All I do know is
That ever since freaking eighth grade specifically. And that's a story time for another day. And if y'all want that story time, y'all let me know in the comments. Well, in the freaking chat live. But ever since the freaking eighth grade, I've always been able to cut off people so easily. And just recently, I've been able to cut off so many freaking family members. And the only reason they have access is because I can't get far away from them yet. Which is why I'm so freaking self-dependent. Which is why I'm so freaking by myself. I'm so to myself. And when I tell you I get way more love whenever I go out to places instead of being here, that says a lot. Because I can just be silly in public and do whatever. Like, sure, you have those random people, those freaking unhealed little boys that'll say something. But at the same exact time, you still have way more people that are just genuinely nice and kind. Like, sure, some are kind to just be respectful, but others are kind just because they're like that. And I get that way more from people than over here. That's sad. Like, when you get more love from random strangers than your own family, that's how you know. That's how you know. When you get more love from random strangers than your own family. That's how you know if they're family or not. And that's the thing. So many people think that just because you're giving them things, just because you're giving them necessities, or allowing them to use this, that, and the third, or you've been given to them, that they're obligated to your love. When in actuality, and my own mother proved this to me with her own stepfather. Because her stepfather, my step granddad, always helped us whenever he could. And obviously my grandmama's freaking kids did not like him. Just like how me and my siblings don't like my mama's boyfriend. Now, he's long gone. He ain't dead, but he's long gone. And yet, she still don't like him. Which just proves that no matter how much you may give to a person to try to appease to them, or to just do it just because you feel like it's the right thing to do, so they're obligated to give you something, that's just gonna have the opposite effect. You're more than likely just gonna end up with freaking people, not even people, just individuals who just still don't like you. Not because of what you couldn't get them, but just because of who you are and how you were. And honestly, it all comes down to freaking behavior and how a person is in general. When you don't like the behavior, yet you're around it constantly, you tend to despise it. Especially when you're different from that. So yeah. The fact is, when you realize the pattern, that's how you know you can change it. When you realize exactly how a situation came to be, you know how to distance yourself. You know how to get certain things without them. You know how to position yourself to the point where if they say something to you about you, you know for 100% fact that they can't really do anything towards you. Because what a word is really gonna do to a person that doesn't even love and trust you anymore? Like, what are words truly going to do to a person that just doesn't care? And so instead of their words just hurting you, it just falls on deaf's ears. And now they're looking worried, they're looking confused, this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, you were just tired of all of it. You were just tired of all the lies, the manipulation, the gaslighting, the guilt tripping, this, that, and the third. Just all of it. And so now, when you reach that mental capacity, you're in a freaking lane of your own, and you're in a position where when that opportunity comes, you won't be afraid to leave. You know exactly how to leave. I wouldn't even know exactly how to. You know exactly why you want to leave when this opportunity comes through. It'll be like you have the opportunity to stay and you have the opportunity to go. And there's a reason why you want to go. Not because you don't want to, but because it's a necessity. It's a necessity for you to leave so that you can become better, in a better place so that you can succeed better. That is how you succeed in life. You separate from those that don't give you the love that you deserve. You don't stay around those who constantly try to do something towards you, for you, just to get something else, or just anything in general that's just toxic and negative. You wait for that opportunity, or you make your own opportunity. And when it comes through, and when you succeed in it, you take it and leave them all behind. And when you leave, you owe nobody no explanation. You owe nobody no explanation as to why you left, why you don't contact them, why you don't call them, why you don't do anything. You owe nobody nothing. So when you finally leave and become, or reach a better headspace, reach a better mental space, emotional space, and even a physical space, when you're finally in this place where you can finally just be away from them and be your true self, you don't owe them any response. You don't have to contact them. You don't have to talk to them. Anything bad that they may have tried for you, you don't have to really contact them anymore. You can just leave them alone. And that's your true power. Your true power is having the ability to leave and to never contact them again. To be able to go to another state, another country, and to never, and I do mean never, have to see their faces again. And that's why. That's why you stay strong in your boundaries. Stay strong until the point where you can leave. Because the moment that you leave is the moment that you can truly shine the way that you want to shine. And if I'm being real, if you're already doing what you want, regardless of whether if they're trying to overstep their boundaries or not, then it's only a matter of when, not if. So, for anybody that's dealing with toxic family members, the only thing I can say is hold on. You'll find a way out this situation. Whether God will find a way for you or whether you make a way for you, you'll find a way out that freaking situation. Because your heart is way too pure to sit in a situation where people don't even love you the way you deserve to be loved. You are way too kind of a person to really suffer through that. Be patient, yes. But at the same time, realize the reason why you have to leave. Not the reason why you want to stay, but why you have to leave.
Because leaving is the only way that you'll find the ones that truly and genuinely love you.
That's how you find the ones that truly care about you. So yeah, stay down, stay low. You'll be able to freaking be in a better place. Honestly. Honestly, hold on. And this is underrated, but I just thought about it. When you practice boundaries and when you practice healthy choices right in front of the people who are constantly trying to do that towards you, when you are making healthy choices, you know that transmutes into your adult life. Yeah. Those healthy choices transmute into your adult life to the point where when you meet somebody new and they match the version, or they are a person that reminds you of somebody in the past in behavior but not in look, no matter if they look like that person or not, if they behave the exact same way, you can cut them off. That's your true power. You as an adult can cut off literally anybody. You don't have to contact them. I don't care if you've been friends with them for a freaking week, a freaking day even. If you see their behavior, you can just instantly just not talk to them again. You owe nobody no response to why you go quiet. And that's your freaking power. Because you're able to freaking cut off people so quickly, just like that. You don't really have to do anything for real, for real. Now, this is where I say you hold the true responsibility. You owe responsibility for the people that you let back in. Meaning, if you deliberately go back to the people who you know are not good for you, that's your fault. So no matter what, always stay true to yourself. Always stay where you are. Stay in your peace. And when the time comes for you to finally leave, you'll be in a better place so that everyone else that are supposed to be in your life will come for your life. In your life, not for your life. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. And so yeah, stay 10 toes down. Bro, and we're finna talk about that, where 10 toes down came from. But yeah, stay the true version of yourself. Realize that you always have love out here. If you ain't getting it from the people that are supposed to love you, you'll get it from the people that you didn't expect would love you. And that's not just a fact, that's a guarantee. So yeah, separate from those toxic family members. And separate from everybody that don't serve you. You don't owe no explanation when you disappear. You don't owe them no explanation when you disappear. So with that, we're going on to what 10 toes down means. And it's literally clever. Staying 10 toes down, both your feet on the ground, you're grounded, you're stable. Meaning if somebody tries to knock you off, they can't. And that is exactly how you move. You don't move in a freaking shaky foundation. You move in a way where your foundation is stable. No matter if you're going slow, fast, or somebody's trying to knock you down or somebody's not trying to knock you down, you remain stable through it. That's exactly how you move through it. You move stable through the entire thing. You don't just walk through a situation where it messes up your foundation. You stay strong in what you know, and you continue on that to the point where you reach your goals. Meaning no matter what, remain grounded in everything that you do. Because I can guarantee you, Once you stay grounded in everything that you want to do in life, then boom, it'll come in a heartbeat. And with that, I'm still not finna end off this live until I freaking uplift y'all freaking spirits. Y'all spirits will be uplifted. Now, back to the basics, nigga. Back to the basics. How? Ooh, hold on. To everybody that still listen to freaking hip hop and rap, what's the music industry like nowadays? Cause I really haven't been paying attention. And again, that's another downfall. Just like how you go out of contact and don't know, and people don't know what you got going on. It's the same way around too. Like I'm talking about, you can just be doing your own thing, and all of a sudden something random just happens, and you won't even know about it. Like that's the beauty. That's both the beauty and the not so beautiful parts of just minding your business. For one, people don't know what you got going on. But for second, you also don't know what people of the world got going on. So things might change or be different from now. Mm. Which is also weird. Because it's like, we know how the media is nowadays. We know exactly how people will try to get your attention to try to distract you. At the same exact time, there's always an evolved state of freaking style, whether it's art, food, cooking, etc. So my question is exactly, how do we go about that? How do we go about seeing what's going on so that we can try to integrate that into our new style without really going and just being consumed by it? It's like, how do you see about the affairs of the world if you can't even go about it in a way without it trying to stir your emotions in a particular way? Because that's usually what happens when you watch the news. You usually have your emotions stirred in a certain type of way to the point where now you're upset at something that's happening all across the globe. Meanwhile, you don't even know what the narrative is or why they're trying to make you feel that way. Which is freaking horrible. I wouldn't even say that's freaking horrible. That's just sad that we've gotten to a state in our lifetime where we can't even trust our news outlet. That we have to go to freaking social media to get our news. Like when the place that is supposed to give it to us don't give it to us, and we go to other places. And this fits so nicely with what I was just saying earlier, into where when you have people that don't give you love where love is supposed to be given, but you get it from somewhere else. Like, that's freaking hilarious. I wouldn't even say it's hilarious, it's ironic. The places where you're supposed to get something, you don't get it, but you get it when you move away from it. That's freaking fantastic. And that also says a lot. Number one, you also don't get really anything for real, via the means that you thought you were gonna get it. Meaning that just because they're family, that don't mean that they love you. That don't mean that they're not toxic. And just because they're the news, that don't mean that they'll be honest with you. Especially in a world like this. Like, until we get to the point where we can have the news go back to the way it was, in terms of the principles into which the news is a place where people just give facts about what's going on and not trying to sway opinions. And until we get to the point where family members are just not toxic to each other, like, toxic behavior is not actual family behavior. When we get to that point, that's when we can say, okay, this is how you maintain it. But at this point in our lifetime, right now in 2025, we're gonna have to move differently until we reach a different space. Meaning, do not go to the news outlets to get your news. If you want to know what's going on about current events, go to other places where you know where those current events are happening. Again, the power is in the device that you're holding to watch this live right now, to watch this podcast right now, to listen to this podcast even. That's where the true power is in. You have power in how you move. You have power in what you say, why you say it, and you have power in what you watch and what you consume. That's where your true power is. If you can't get a hold of that, if you can't manage it, you'll be consumed by it. And yes, this seems kind of magical and mystic, this, that, and the third, but it's true. Like, if you can't manage how much you consume, you will be consumed by it. It's like oversaturation. Yeah, it's literally like oversaturation. Like, you oversaturate yourself with food, you will tend to have the attributes that food contains. You eat too much sugar, you're gonna have too much glucose in your body. You consume too much toxic content, you yourself will end up being toxic. If you stay around too many freaking toxic family members, you yourself will end up that same exact way. If you are constantly in a place that's gonna boost your freaking emotions in a certain type of way, your emotions will be like that. You will get emotional like that every single time. And that's not to say that you're an emotional person. That's just to say, no matter how screwed up it is, our freaking external really does influence the internal if you do not manage it. Meaning, if you do not see exactly how an external source or a family member is having an effect on how you behave or how you see the world, then you have to separate. You have to separate. If you don't know exactly how a news outlet is affecting your view of the world, you have to separate. Separation comes clarity. And once you separate, you can constantly maintain who you are without having external forces try to influence who you are. It's like, it's literally like just not eating freaking fast food or dirty food. Okay, AIS. It's like not having dirty food in your freaking diet. Like, the more you not eat it, the more you healthy. I gotta speak like caveman. And it's the only way to help me out, though. The more you don't eat healthy food, the more you'll be unhealthy. The more you eat healthy food, the more you will be healthy. But it's not always about what you eat. It's always about what you don't eat. Because a person can't eat healthy and have cheat days. And a non-healthy person can be like, oh, let me get a salad so I can be healthy. In those rare instances, okay, there we go. In those rare instances, you have to freaking discern exactly what you want. And I believe that's the case. That's really why people can't stick to a lifestyle or diet, because they don't realize exactly what they want. Like, yes, you claim you want a healthier body. You claim you want to be skinny. You claim you don't want to be fat. But you also want sweet things. You also want greasy things. You also want greasy foods. So, sitting so that you can have clarity is very important. So, you really have to ask yourself, if I really do want to lose all this weight, or if I really do want to live a healthier lifestyle, what exactly do I have to do that I have the power to do right now? And what do I have to sacrifice in order for me to get that healthier lifestyle? And if I don't have to sacrifice anything, well, no, you do have to sacrifice. Because if you're gonna eat sweets and you want to maintain your health, you're gonna have to eat less sweets than you normally do. If you want to maintain your gut health, but you're also eating things that are ultra processed, you're gonna have to eat those less. And notice how I say you have to stop. Because I know how everybody knows how the human psyche works. You're not just gonna stop when you are going for a freaking goal. Some, if not most people, are 10 times out of 10 gonna go back to the things that they will consume. And that's where the importance of managing how much you consume comes in. Because once you net a positive, you'll naturally be able to say, okay, I don't want to eat this, despite knowing how good it tastes. Once you really focus on your health, it really gets to the point where now you can watch literally anything and everything that you consume. To the point where now you're not even freaking worried about whether or not a particular piece of food is gonna come or not. It's like the old you used to get sneaker bars every time you went to Dollar General. But now every time you go to Dollar General, you look at it and you be like, mm-mm. Not because it ain't good, but because you genuinely do not want it. And when it gets to that point where you genuinely do not want the things that you used to get, that is how you know you changed. And for example, again, have to use myself as an example so that y'all can understand. I recently went out somewhere and I had the opportunity to get freaking olive oil, avocado oil, as well as freaking honey too. I had the opportunity to get it. But I said, what's the point? What's the point if I'm just gonna end up in the same exact, not even if I'm just gonna end up in the same exact position. It's like I just didn't want it. Like I had the chance to, I had the money to. I could have bought more. But it's like I was looking at it and I was like, I really do not want it. And that's a weird feeling to go through. Do you know how weird it is to just see something that you used to consume and then you just look and be like, I don't want it? Like, that's a weird feeling. Because you've been, I wouldn't even say holding back. Like, no, let me say this in the spectrum. You've either been holding back or you've either been saying no to it all this time, or you've been just trying to resist it to the best of your ability, to the point where you got used to not having it, to the point where when you finally get it, you don't even want it. And I believe that's where knowing exactly what you want is how you will get the life that you deserve. Because many people will tell you, hey, go get a house, go get a house, go get a house, and you'll try to go get a house. Meanwhile, you'll strive so hard and you'll forget that you'll live a certain type of lifestyle for so long, to the point or when you finally do, or when you finally are able to get that house, you're just like, I don't even want it. It's not the fact that you can't get it. It's not that there's nothing bad will happen if you do get it. It's the fact that you just don't want it. And that's something else that people just don't take into consideration, especially with those who are constantly manifesting. You do not automatically, how should I put it? I lost my train of thought, but screw it. Hold on. It'll come back to me. But intermission time, because I know my scrubby pads came up. Let's see. Okay, what's good, Isaiah? I appreciate the love, man. I appreciate the love. Let's see, those two Brodies, what's good? What's good?
What's going on, huh?
What's
All right, man. Take it easy, now.
you too, God bless.
All right.
All right. Like I was saying. Hey, CC. Like I was saying, that's how manifestation works. When it gets to the point where you don't need it, that's when you get it. And it's freaking weird. Okay. There we go. We're still on that 0 though. Like, that's the weird part about it. Like, when you finally get what you wanted, but you don't want it. Like, you feel what I'm saying? You finally get what you wanted, but you didn't want it to begin with. Or at the very least, it's like, bruh, I didn't even want this. That's truly what highlights what you truly want in life. Like, when you get a house, but you can't even enjoy it the way that you thought you were gonna enjoy it. That's where you have to ask yourself, okay, what is it that I truly want if this house isn't what I wanted? And so that's when you really go soul searching and everything. But yeah, I'm gonna stay on here for a bit though. That's the end of the talking of the live or whatnot. Honestly, there's been so many freaking external things trying to stop me. At the same exact time, I just don't want to stop. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I just might hang on for just a little bit. At least until I finish this freaking embroidery. And no, I am not finna go and restart the live, no. I just learned this yesterday. I just started doing this today. And again, I will say this. You all have no excuses for exactly what you want to do in life. I'm going to keep saying that. None of you have excuses. For the longest of time, I thought it was so hard to freaking embroider. When in actuality, I'm over here doing it like it's magic or something. And it's so freaking, it's so freaking amazing just seeing it come together. Like, bro, hold on. Like, I just did this yesterday. And I did this while I was on live. Like, bro. Again, I'm gonna keep saying this. If y'all don't go out there, just go for your dreams, bro. I don't care if you feel like you're not qualified. Oh yeah. Hold on. I can get it through the holes. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on, let me use that to my advantage real quick. For sure. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on preaching this. Like, go for your dreams. Because I guarantee you can do way more than you thought that you could ever do. And what I'm talking about. How should I put it? I'm talking about you can want something and you think, oh, I can't do it because of this, that, and the third. and you just go and do it instead of being like, man, I can never do this. Instead, you always just say to yourself, screw it, let me just try this one time. I'm finna go do this one time. I'm finna go try this one time. See how this goes. And you see that it's kind of bad, but not as bad as you thought. So you keep going. And the more you do it, the better you get. And the better you got, the more confidence you had in it. And the more confidence you had in it, the better your freaking artwork or the better your freaking thing became. To the point where eventually you reach the spot and point in lifetime where you're heavily skilled at it. You're a master of it. And I think that's just another part of me I have to accept. I am a jack of all trades. Jack of all trades is a master of none, but is a better than a master of one, which is so true. Like, do you know how many people just try to master one particular thing? Meanwhile, the most creative people, they aren't the ones that just learn one thing and stick with it. The most creative people in life are the people who see literally everything. Some they're masters of, others they are not. But they're able to have general knowledge. And there's a book that hold on. There's a book I read about this where Tiger Woods, I think he either played soccer or something. Like he did something before he went to golf that gave him general knowledge about a particular subject, subsection, or something like that. And I think the same thing was about Serena Williams as an example too. Either way, I'll drop that freaking book in the community. But yeah, the lesson about general knowledge is so true because you can transfer knowledge from one area to the next and have it work. Like if you're cooking and you see that steam causes the top of the lid to pop off, you can transfer that into a freaking scientific invention into where you can use that for a non-electric system, right? Or you can have something to where you're recording a song and all of a sudden, boom, your voice either crack or you just say something so hilarious to the point where it's like, I'm gonna use this for my next skit. And that's exactly how you should really go about learning general knowledge. Into which I'm still a preacher of just learning. Because once you learn, you can use that knowledge literally anywhere and everywhere. And literally, that's what makes basic math so useful. Because people be thinking, how am I going to use the Pythagorean theorem? Meanwhile, you either on a job site or you're doing something creative and you want the exact dimensions and surface area for a project that you're doing. Meanwhile, you don't know the area of this one, but you know what this one is and you know what this one is. So you're like, let me square this one, do this type of math, boom, boom, boom. Oh, okay, you put the number down, you got the surface area. Now you can calculate exactly how to measure it so that when you present it for the art gallery, everyone can be like, ooh. You feel what I'm saying? That's if you want to do it. But that goes without saying. Every type of knowledge that you learn in this lifetime does not go to waste. Like, it really does not go to waste. So again, I will say, strive for knowledge. Strive for knowledge. Strive for knowledge. And strive for knowledge. Because at the end of the day, that is truly the number one currency in life. The number one currency is not United States dollars. It is not gold. It is not bonds, stocks, securities, or any of those cryptocurrencies, etc. The true currency in life is knowledge. Because when you know something other people don't, you're unstoppable. And with that, I'm gonna go end off this live. Been on here for way too long. I wouldn't even say I've been on here for way too long. How long I've been on here? Ooh, this is a first. Saki-chan, thank you. I appreciate you. But stay peaceful, blessed, a miracle up, know that you will appreciate what's taken care of. By divine and wonderful Allah has us guided was everyone that truly and genuinely and deeply cares about you, deeper than their souls. I always remember that here you are loved. We care about you here if no one else does. We do. I do know that no matter what. We are always here to give that listening ear. Don't be afraid to talk to us. Don't be afraid to talk with us. We're here for you when you need us. We're always here for you. The community tab is right there. And speaking of the community tab, for those of y'all who want that book, I'm finna go drop it. So yeah, you are loved. We are always here for you when you need us. Don't be afraid to talk to us. Have the courage to face us. Okay? Okay! Now come in for this hug. Yeah, come in. It is always I should be sad at you.